Hi, this is Ashley on behalf of ShadyV, and today I'm going to show you how I replaced the stock cable clutch system on my 2003 Kawasaki Super Sherpa with the new Magura Hydrolic clutch system. I admit that the thought of replacing my clutch system was a bit intimidating, but it actually was not that difficult. The only problems I ran into was just some space issues in threading the new line through, so I had to remove a couple more parts of the bike than I originally thought I would have to. Why am I doing this? The main reason is because I have some arthritis in my clutch hand, and I wanted a clutch pull that was a lot easier and smoother and more consistent, and this system does that. There are a couple of other benefits, mainly that this system does not require any maintenance, and it doesn't require any adjustments, which you need to do with the cable clutch system from time to time. So with that, let's get started. So the particular kit that I have here today is compatible with the Kawasaki 250 KL. And you want to make sure that you get the right kit, so if you have any questions, please contact Magura directly and they can help you out with that. Included in the kit is the new clutch lever and assembly, the nipple adapter, a bleed kit in case you need it, safety and installation instructions, a pretty detailed diagram if you need to refer to it. In addition to the kit, you want to have some basic tools on hand. I have an adjustable wrench, a 10mm socket, Phillips head screwdriver, and a T30 Torx key or driver, and a shock rack. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to make sure that my path is clear, and so that means making sure that I have easy access to my clutch lever and perch hardware, as well as all the fastening points. This particular line is going to follow the same path as the existing clutch cable, and you can see it goes through here and is routed right through these fastening points right here and ends here. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the existing perch hardware, and I'm going to use my Phillips head screwdriver to loosen that. Okay, so I've loosened those bolts, and now I'm going to remove that perch hardware, and I'm going to just lay it down here for now, gently. Okay, so this part's a little bit sticky. This cable is connected into this actuation arm. To get it out, I have to hold this actuation arm and really kind of work it and wiggle it out with these pliers, and that's probably the most difficult part of this installation so far. So because I struggled a little bit to get that end of that cable out of this actuating arm, I ended up taking this heat shield, removing that heat shield, so I have a little bit more room to work with. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take this cable and slide it out of this cable ferrule here that's bolted to the bike. So this thing is in the way, so I'm just going to take that off, and then I'm going to slide this out of there, just like that. So now that we have the cable loose and the perch hardware uninstalled, I'm just going to go ahead and pull all this out, starting from down here. So I did run into a little bit of trouble. This particular area where I thread the new line through is pretty narrow, and the Hymex slave actually doesn't fit in there very easily. So I had to end up taking out the front headlight and unplugging these components to get it through. So I was able to get it through, and it now follows the same path as the old cable. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to install the new perch hardware onto the handlebar. So I'm going to unscrew that, bring this around, and screw this in. And make sure you don't tighten this too much, because you'll want to make some adjustments towards the end. So I have thread this through. I've put the line through this particular cable keep. I'm going to do this one at the end just to make sure. So what you want to do is take this Hymic slave and actually push it through this cable ferrule, like so. And then once we have that on there, then we're going to attach this into this rod and back into this groove in the clutch actuation arm. And I'll have to get a tool to show you how to do that. So I'm going to use this wrench to move this clutch actuation arm. That's going to allow me to move this rod back into the clutch actuation arm, just like that. So now that we have the rod and the actuating arm, we want to just go up here to the clutch to make sure that this is actually functioning properly, and it is. And we want to make sure that we have about 4 to 6 millimeters of free play. So to test that, I'm going to take this and I'm going to pull it out and measure it, and that's about 4 to 6 millimeters right there. So now that I have that operating correctly, I'm going to go ahead and follow the hydraulic line back up through the path. I'm going to attach the fastening points. In the process, I'm going to make sure that this line isn't being crimped or pinched or stretched in any way, because that'll compromise the line. And I'm going to do that, check that, before I actually tighten this perch hardware up. So I've checked it, nothing's interfering with it, so I'm going to tighten this perch hardware now. So there you have it. The new Magura clutch system is installed on my Super Sherpa, and I'm looking forward to experiencing the difference in my ride. If you have any questions, contact the folks at Magura.com and they can help you out.